Singh, please take your seat. Abhishek Kumar Singh.
Yes, sir.
Your native district is Mogi.
Yes, sir.
In Bihar.
Yes, sir.
You studied in Noida.
Yes, sir. My college was in Amity University, Lucknow campus, but yes, Noida. Yes, sir.
It is the Lucknow campus.
Yes, sir.
You have not mentioned that.
Yes, sir,
you mentioned Amity University, Uttar Pradesh.
Uttar Pradesh.
Noida is also Uttar Pradesh.
Yes, sir.
Okay. How come you are coming to Chennai?
Sir, I have...
Do you have coaching only?
No, sir. Actually, I have not taken any prior coaching for UPSC. I am in Chennai since last 1 year. I started preparing in Delhi, but I caught up with allergic rhinitis. So because of that reason, I had to relocate to someplace else. Pollution of Delhi.
Okay.
So I decided to come to Chennai because I wanted to stay away from relatives and any kind of influence. So 1 year I have been in Chennai.
Okay. So you are from Munger district, unmarried, citizen of India. What are all the articles in our Constitution of India talks about our citizenship?
Citizenship, sir.
How come you are telling you are a citizen of India? There must be some law, no? We are governed by law, rules and regulations.
Yes, sir.
Or some act.
Yes, sir. Sir,
This is a simple question I am asking.
yes, sir. Sir, I am aware with Citizenship Act 1951, but a specific article that relates to it, yes. I'm sorry, sir, I'm not able to recall it.
This is a worthy question or not?
Yes, sir, correct, sir.
Okay.
Not able to recall it.
Article 5 to 11, I think. You are citizen by birth.
Yes, sir, Article 5 to 11. Correct.
You are citizen by birth.
Yes,
This
sir.
is the one word answer.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
So you have put your optional geography, no?
Yes,
Though you studied engineering.
Yes, sir.
You put your optional geography.
Yes, sir.
What are all the books you have chosen for geography preparation?
Sir, initially I started with foundational books of NCERT because I had never studied geography apart from my schooling days. Then after my foundational book, I went for Gochen Leong, which is a little advanced in terms of physical geography. I was well equipped with know-how of Indian geography, considering the fact that I have always taken interest in it since my childhood, schooling days. So Indian geography, I did not refer any other book. I was in touch with most of the current affairs and I solely relied on NCERT books. Apart from that, for physical geography, in my mains preparation days, I went with Savinder Singh.
Only Savinder Singh?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Not T.C. Sharma?
No, sir. I only went for one book.
So, what about economic and commercial geography? World geography. You have not gone through that book?
No, sir. I just went through all the NCERTs. Basic NCERT like 6th, 7th, 8th cover most of the content.
Now you are going for interview.
Yes, sir.
You are talking about preliminary level. For mains, I am asking what are all the books you have referred?
Yes,
are you referred books or not? Or you referred only notes?
No, sir. I just referred NCERT for most of the portions. In fact, I referred from 6th to 12th all the NCERTs for geography. But for physical geography part and for geographical theories, I referred Savinder Singh.
Only Savinder Singh?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So since you opted geography, what is the agricultural scenario in our country?
Sir, our country has spatio-temporal diversification in terms of agriculture. And because of the fact that we have one of the highest ratio of arable land to the total land area, around 11%. In this country, and the fact that agriculture finds its place in our socio-cultural historical aspects of our country, that the development of civilization started with development of agriculture in this country. So because of that reason, we have a huge agrarian population. In spite of the fact that we are moving towards digital and service-led economy, we still have 50% of our population which is engaged in agriculture.
Only 15%?
More than 50%. 50%. Yes, sir.
I thought hearing 15. 15.
Yes, 50%.
So then 50% of the population engaged in agriculture.
Yes, sir.
activities. Agriculture means it allied
Agrarian,
also.
yes, sir.
Fishing, logging,
Yes, sir.
all.
Livestock. Yes, sir.
Livestock and all, 50+%.
Yes, sir.
So, this 50% of the population involved, but the contribution to GDP is how much?
Sir, it is around 15%, which is year on year decreasing because the service sectors is expanding in our country.
So, if the same trend continues, what will be the future?
Sir,
already we started importing cereals and other things, no?
Yes, sir.
Food grains.
So the future of agriculture is very much co-dependent with the development of our country, because service sector and manufacturing sector is moving towards automation. There will be job cuts. Considering the fact that agriculture has lot of disguised unemployment, so we need to diversify agriculture. In terms of forward and backward linkages, food processing industries, downstreaming process, export processing industries for agriculture.
Government is doing all these things.
Yes, sir.
Despite of this, that we are still depending on the import.
Yes, sir.
Import of food grains.
Yes, sir.
So, what will be your suggestions to improve the agriculture sector? Because 50% of the population is involved, but only 17% contribution to the GDP.
Yes, sir.
So, what is your view? Where we are lacking?
Sir, one thing that we are very liberal about is the trend of agriculture in our country. How farmers want to practice agriculture on their land is totally the discretionary power of the farmers in our country, which renders agriculture being unscientific in our country. So till the time we move towards scientific nature of agriculture, say for example the regions of southern Karnataka, they are not fit for sugarcane cultivation, but now Karnataka is one of the leading producer of sugarcane. And all these problems will aggravate more as India is moving towards a water crisis. We are already seeing the Kaveri dispute. So we need to move towards scientific kind of agriculture. Plus, government should provide benefit specific to the region. If a region is suitable for dry land farming, water intensive agriculture should not be provided with extra benefits or equal benefits to a farmer who is following a scientific kind of agriculture. So I think that spatio-temporal diversification of our country in terms of agriculture is to be followed with spatio-temporal scheme implementation also.
So what do you think about irrigation system in our country? Whether it will be helpful for our agricultural sector, or we have to improve more, or they are talking about interlinking of rivers.
Yes.
What's your view on this?
Sir, we are blessed to have a huge number of rivers in our country, but the way we are using that water resource is very unscientific. Say for example in Punjab, which is not suitable for paddy cultivation, but still 1 kg of rice that is cultivated in Punjab consumes around 5500 liters of water. So considering this, keeping this in mind and keeping it in mind that 40% of our groundwater resources are already depleted, 60% are towards risk, we need to change the course of water rationing in our country. Agriculture is still exempted from water rationing process and paying consumer fee, but I think that a discussion and a follow-up, step-by-step follow-up towards water rationing should start.
Something about interlinking of rivers.
Yes, sir.
Interlinking of rivers.
Yes,
Is
sir.
it possible? It is a viable scheme.
Yes,
financially viable scheme. Why every government is telling interlinking of rivers? When we come to power, we will implement this, but nobody has done this.
Yes, sir.
Except one chief minister took the initiative. Chandrababu Naidu.
Yes, sir.
What are the rivers he has linked?
Sir, Polavaram link irrigation project in East Godavari and West Godavari district. Even Telangana has taken up Kaleshwaram lift irrigation project. Some states are also taking a project like Kakatya, Mission Kakatya for groundwater. River water linking per se, when we talk about it in economic terms, of course it is very finance intensive. But when we take it at regional basis, connecting the regional rivers, say for example Godavari and Krishna, connecting Kaveri river with Poneru river and the rivers of Kerala, Western Ghats river, the rivers that flow on the western slope of India, if they can be connected, at micro level, at a small level, that will also be cost effective, and that way we will be able to analyze what are the long term impacts on biography, biogeography of the region, on biodiversity, how farmers are utilizing the benefits. We can go for a nationwide river linking project subsequently if this is successful.
No, already there is a separate ministry.
Yes, sir.
There is separate ministry, but it is yet to function fully.
Yes, sir.
Okay, regarding this recent interim budget,
Yes, sir.
they have mentioned about revenue receipts. Without
Yes, sir.
revenue receipts,
Yes,
we can't have any good, but we can't say budget is good.
Yes.
So, what are all the revenue receipts mentioned in the budget?
Sir, in our budget, the revenue that is collected throughout the year via direct taxes, corporate taxes, goods and services taxes,
Yes.
via interest that we receive for the loans or grants that we have provided, all those constitute the revenue receipt of the government.
So, what is about the revenue expenditure?
Sir, expenditure is the planned and unplanned, both, since now it has been subsumed together, expenditure that the government is going to undertake in the next 1 year. Say for example on the central sector schemes, on the centrally sponsored schemes, in terms of interest payment on the loans that we have taken. So all these will be part of the revenue expenditure.
Revenue receipts and revenue expenditure, can it able to contain fiscal deficit?
Sir, we are moving towards the goal of...
What is the fiscal deficit dimension?
Yes, sir.
How many percentage?
Sir, right now it is 3.4%.
3.1 or 3.4?
Sir, 3.4 for the year 20.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
I am not an economist.
Yes, sir.
He's correct.
For the previous year.
Okay.
But our target, FRBM targets relate that fiscal deficit should be somewhere around 3% by the year 2021.
Okay.
So we are moving towards that gradually. What we need to focus right now is that fiscal deficit of center union government is under control. The fiscal deficit of state governments is increasing. So states are borrowing more. Say for example, states like Bihar, Andhra Pradesh, they have a huge GDP, but that is because of a lot of public spending and a lot of borrowing.
Okay,
That-
Mr. A.K. Singh.
Yes,
That is correct. What do you think about election manifesto? Every party is releasing election manifesto.
Yes, sir.
Even Bihar mein kar rahe, Uttar Pradesh mein kar rahe. Election manifesto.
Yes, sir.
Before election.
Yes, sir.
Whether the election manifesto is accountable with reference to election commission rules and regulation or with any court or something. Election manifesto is accountable. Any party is telling anything. We will take every day hundreds of people to the moon. They can tell they can say like this also. Is there any control over that?
Sir,
is there any accountability mechanism?
Sir, election manifesto does not have any legal accountability when it comes to dragging a party to the judiciary for denial of the services. But it certainly has a moral accountability. So if the citizens of this country are well aware, they can choose not to elect the same party which denied what it promised in the election manifesto. So I think as part of ethical and moral accountability that a party holds in a democracy like India.
So you are telling that people are going by election manifesto
Sir,
for next election voting.
Sir, what I am suggesting is people should ideally go for the vision of the party which is displayed in the election manifesto. Citizens of this country should be well aware. There is a lack of awareness in our country, I would concede that, but an aware citizenry will decide who they are going to vote based on the vision of that party.
But in the newspaper and social media is telling if any particular party gives more money, they will come into power. What is your comment on this?
Sir, I would agree that money power is very much prevalent in Indian election process.
What about
And
in
election?
Bihar state? What about in Bihar state?
Yes, sir. I would not deny that corruption and money power influencing, luring voters in the name of by providing them some freebies or money is prevalent in Bihar also. But election commission is very strict towards it. They want to amend the citizenship Representations of People's Act 1951 in order to make the system more clean. So I think that is a challenge that we have. But as the information technology is advancing, as the penetration of media is advancing, and if media acts responsively, not selectively, we will be able to see in coming years that the effect will reduce.
Who is the best chief minister ever served in Bihar? Can you say?
Sir, I think every chief minister has contributed in their personal capacity. But yes, sir, the aspirations of citizens in any state would always be higher than what is being delivered, and that's how a nation progresses. So I think everyone has contributed in some way or the other.
What is the law and order situation in Munger?
Sir, Munger happens to be one of the peaceful cities of Bihar. Considering the fact
Munger city is peaceful, not the entire district.
Yes, sir. Munger city is peaceful because I would agree that it is a Naxal affected area. It is one of the left wing extremism affected.
You know one Mr. Kumar, he was DM in 2003-2004. That time we were studying in school. You
Yes,
may not
sir.
aware.
Yes, sir.
He was traveling to some place, something that Naxal flow.
Yes,
Showed
sir.
the pistol.
Sir, that
That
is
is why I am asking. It's a
yes, sir.
mystery. He told me.
KC Surendra Babu.
Ah.
That is one of the reasons why I started pursuing civil services as one of my goals, because
Okay,
I was in Sainik school.
Okay.
Sainik school, Kapurthala, Punjab, and it was my winter vacations when KC Surendra Babu sacrificed his life in the line of duty. And I went to the last funeral procession at the district headquarters. So it was a very emotional moment, and I saw even my parents getting emotional about someone who is not even related to.
Okay.
The kind of respect a bureaucrat gets.
Okay.
That
Sir
is.
will take over now.
Thank you, okay, Singh. Very lively discussion.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. So I'm curious to know about the expansion for Noida. Out of interest, I'm asking you.
Yes, sir.
What is the expansion for Noida, the city?
Yes, sir. So, sir, Noida is an acronym for New Okla Industrial Development Authority.
Very good.
So, the vision was to develop an industrial suburb that will be acting as a satellite town to Delhi. But because state government of Uttar Pradesh had stakes in it, and with the development of industry, habitation started developing. Now the Noida has developed into Greater Noida extension. So these are the areas. A lot of service sector industries are over there. Recently, Samsung has also opened. It's one of the largest manufacturing hubs in Noida. So
My question
and
is the expansion for the city Noida.
Yes, sir.
NOI.
Yes, sir. So New Okla Industrial Development Authority. I'm sorry, sir. I thought about the expansion that the city is going in terms of.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, my next question is related to your geography again, related to current affairs also. In 1971, okay, Iran, okay, they started a day called World Wetlands Day, right?
Yes.
Yesterday was the day
Yes, sir.
celebrated. Do you know the theme of the day? The theme, the broad theme of
Sir, 2019 for the Wetlands Day 2019.
Oh, no, yesterday was the
Yes, sir.
2nd February.
Yes, sir.
So wetlands are very important
Yes, sir.
in the world.
Yes, sir.
So why should we protect wetlands?
Sir, this Ramsar Convention, which serves as the Convention for Wetland Conservation.
That's the name of the convention.
Yes, sir. The reason why we need to conserve wetland, because wetlands are the shock absorbers
Very good.
of water scarcity as well as water abundance. One of the reasons that Chennai saw the devastating flood was the reason that most of the wetlands over here are encroached upon. 10 years, 15 years down the line, there were around 500 wetlands in and around Chennai. Now they have reduced to just 200. Most of the wetlands are also bird habitats, and they have lot of biodiversity over there. Say for example, Kibil Lamjol National Park, around Loktak Lake in Manipur. So they have biodiversity which is unique to the region. In order to sustain those endemic species, in order to sustain our water security for future, and in order to cope up with these natural disasters like cyclone, urban flooding, flash flooding, wetlands need to be conserved.
Very good. My last question is related to digital divide.
Yes, sir.
So do really India have this or not?
Yes, sir, I would
Very
agree.
brief.
Yes, sir, I would agree. India has a digital divide. Only 5% of people are digitally well aware in our country. 95% of the people are either in the transition phase or are unaware with the digital technology.
Thanks, sir.
You're talking about Cable Lamjao National Park.
Yes, sir.
What is this known for?
Sir, Cable Lamjao National Park is known for thick, fertile accumulation which are known as fumdis. So these are circular, semicircular shaped floating accumulations.
Is it very unique to the world or only to India?
No, sir, it is very unique to the world. It is only crater lake of the
Or there
world.
was a floating islands.
Yes, sir.
You were also talking about this endangered spot, that species, what do you find it here? You have an endangered species which is confined to local lake. What is
Yes,
the
sir.
endangered species?
It's the Sangai deer, the dancing deer of Manipur.
Right.
Yes.
One final question, you are from geography school. Right. What is the importance of nations having an island right, in international geopolitics? And any idea how many islands India has?
Yes, sir.
How many?
Sir, not the exact number, but
Approximately.
sir, more than 500.
Okay, fine. And what is the importance of island in geopolitics?
Sir, sir, in modern geopolitics, islands are because they lie on important sea lanes. So they are strategically important for the defense purpose, for the purpose of having outland ports wherein exports and imports can be conducted. They act as choke relievers. Suppose a port in a particular landlocked coastal area is unable to serve, so islands serve as an alternative. In modern geopolitics, islands also are the very strategic importance to observe the passage of the goods and cargo and naval consignments of other countries.
Confining my question, how far these islands can almost extend this exclusive economic zone?
Yes,
Their islands can almost augment the energy need of a country.
Sir, yes, sir. I would prefer giving examples of islands in Japan wherein they are using seaweed cultivation, and these seaweeds can be used to prepare bioethanol. So bioethanol can be used for blending. So that is one example wherein.
The question is, how much of exclusive economic zone one particular island in the middle of the ocean can almost contribute to a nation? You know about exclusive economic zone?
Yes, sir.
You heard about UN Clause 3?
Yes, sir.
And what is this exclusive economic zone?
Sir, this is the area up to the 12 nautical miles, up to the 200 nautical miles, I'm sorry, sir, wherein all the economic rights are determined by the country, even if there is a passage of container for a foreign country.
How much
That
is
is,
1 nautical mile?
sir, I'm not sure with the in terms of kilometers.
Not an issue.
Taking over the discussion on the economical zone, what is your view on the coastal economic zone, the new regulations that has been put forth? Are you happy with the new regulations?
Building up of 14 coastal economic zones. Yes, ma'am. Because India is targeting towards a port-led development. So, and most of the countries which have focused on port development and port-led development, say for example China, they have succeeded immensely in terms of manufacturing. So India should go forward with this. Only concern is when in terms of creating coastal economic zones, we are compromising on the environment by reducing the coastal regulation zone up to 50 meters from the high tide line in zone 3. So that will be a challenge for the endemic and the fragile ecosystems of the country. So we need to create a balance wherein the areas which are very fragile and which are eco-sensitive area, that should be prevented from having such expansions. Otherwise, coastal economic zones are the need of the hour for our country.
So, you said you moved out of Delhi because of the air pollution that had affected you.
Yes.
How did you choose Chennai? And what are the other most polluted cities in India?
Ma'am, India has 13 out of 20 most polluted cities in terms of air pollution. The reason I chose Chennai was that the diurnal water balance of Chennai and Kolkata happens to be same. When a person is suffering from allergic rhinitis, little change in moisture can create allergy. So because of that reason, I had two options. since I have already worked in Kolkata, I had friends over there, and to avoid any distraction, I chose
So
Chennai.
what is the air quality index of Chennai?
Ma'am, I'm not sure about it, but I think Chennai also has the problem of air pollution. Only reason that we don't feel it as compared to Delhi is because of land breeze and sea breeze.
What are
That
all the
takes up-
pollutant gases?
There are various CH4, methane, carbon dioxide. These are greenhouse gases. NO2, SO2,
It is measured in
ozone,
terms. It is measured in terms of
CO2 or
any gas.
sir, part per million. So right now it is 146% as pre-industrial level, 445 ppm.
So having a computational biology in your
Yes, ma'am.
BTech course, what is the controversy that is going on about gene editing?
Yes, ma'am. So, ma'am, recently it pertains to the news wherein a Chinese scientist claimed that he has performed gene editing for a child, that is a genetically modified human being is there among us. Now, because I had bioinformatics as my engineering domain, I understand that somatic cell hybridization is a welcome step. It can help us cure a lot of diseases. But when it comes to germ cell editing, it will lead to again an inequality in the society. People who are able to have more money will prefer to have designer babies. That will be an ethical conflict as well.
Can you rate some top 5 global economic issues?
Yes, ma'am. The first global economic issue is protectionism. The second global economic issue is tariff and non-tariff barriers. Third is the cartelization or the union formation. And fourth is the sanitary and phytosanitary measures. And fifth will be the IPR issues, intellectual property and innovation issues.
Regarding subsidies, are they a solution to problem or are they themselves a problem?
Ma'am, subsidies are a short-term solution. They are just like band-aid, because when we are providing subsidy for a season, for one season for a fertilizer, it is solving the problem for that season. But the permanent problem remains that the farmer's economic deprivation has not changed. In the next season, he will again need subsidies. Going on to the macroeconomic term, it creates a dent on the finances of the state. So subsidies should not be removed totally, because farmers need financial assistance, but they should be rationalized, I feel.
Okay. Okay, Mr. A.K. Would you pay sir?
No, thanks.
So, we will have now formal discussion. Your interview is over.
Actually, his aim is to get into army, but he has a problem in eyes.
Yes.
So that's the reason he came out of signing school also.
Okay.
Yes.
But now you selected, no? You can control army, don't go. As a defense secretary, all three forces chief, no, they will come and salute, they have to wait outside. You understand? No, there's a power of defense secretary, don't worry. So this performance is impressive, quite impressive.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
In my area, that agriculture you have explained very nicely. Eye contact is also okay. You are rotating your heads and seeing other members also, not like a robot.
Yes. Thank you, sir.
That sentences are very lengthy. You have to make full stop.
Yes.
Understand now? You have to make full stop. Otherwise, everything is okay. When is your interview?
Sir, 14th of February.
Oh, another 10 days.
Yes, sir.
So time is very short.
Yes, sir.
Otherwise, everything is perfect.
Okay, sir.
If you are posted in Delhi, what will you do for pollution?
Sir, I will do more than other bureaucrats, because I have a personal.
No, you are telling you are having another thing.
Yes, sir. But there are medical solutions to that, and prevention. I'll try to protect myself from dust, pollutants. I'll try to use a mask on regular basis. That is suggested by the doctors. I will do that.
இது வந்து when I was posted in Andamans, I met home, say, returned officer, say, I am having allergic problem, usually problem like that. See, Dr. Akram, I am also having problem. I served in Andaman for 2 years. In Goa for 1 year. Just you go and see, then you will see your medical condition. Then there is no other way except to say yes. Then I went to Andaman. So whatever reason we have, it has to be very reasonable. That answer you are talking about coaching center, no? It is impressive. You are not supposed to tell lie. You told I went to some coaching center in Delhi, my health condition was not okay, then I found some other coaching center. You have to tell like this, reality. If you tell something lie, no, they will not like. Nowadays, every member knows, every panel member knows
But
that.
I have not taken.
Actually, yes, not for.
No, I am appreciating.
Yes, sir.
I am appreciating. One lie will kill your entire interview scenario. One single lie. One of my friend is in service now.
Yes.
He told some lie. Only one lie. What are your hobbies? Sir, I am having this growing fish and some fishes like that he told. So he asked, what is the dimension of your tank? He told 3 feet by 3, something like that. What are all the fish you put inside? He told different fish name. He told, no, these two type of fishes will not go in the same fish tank. You are telling lie. Fish, they put 30% marks. I am telling you, whatever you know, you have to say yes.
Yes.
They are all human beings. They will. Every panel member knows that 90% of the students might have studied some study center.
Yes.
So that is appreciable answer. So make it your sentence with full stops, many full stops.
Yes, sir.
That's all the best. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
So when are you leaving?
Sir, day after tomorrow.
Day after tomorrow. Where are you going to stay?
Sir, I have not yet planned. I have relatives, but I have not yet
Actually,
decided.
you came running from the relative state, now going back again.
Sir, just for interview. And that's why I have not informed, because I'll reach there and I'll create a sense of urgency that nobody disturbs me for 6 days.
Okay. You are going to attend some other mock interview in Delhi?
Sir, I have not planned
No,
that.
not required. Don't waste your time. Don't waste, not required.
You've done
Take some feedback from sir and Mr. Israel.
I'll get you data also.
That is enough.
I'll get you data. Otherwise, okay, see, one problem is that you are answering all the questions. Okay. It means we are not interested in receiving that kind of answer. That's the reason. Purposefully, intentionally, I was putting some factual question.
Yes.
Nothing else. Otherwise, okay. Be yourself.
Yeah.
Be yourself. Your personal
Sir,
taste.
I am struggling with this length of my answer. I have tried to shorten it, but I genuinely, that is.
And in due course, he's answering questions which is not being asked
Correct.
also.
Voila.
Like in sir's case.
yes. I just
Okay.
wanted one line.
Yes.
But no problem. Board itself will keep a full stop for you.
Yes, sir.
No, I've seen him for the second time.
Yes,
I think
ma'am.
he's improved a lot.
Very.
Yes, ma'am.
Length of
Last
the questions,
time.
I think has come down and all
Yes.
that, but still they are lengthy.
Yes, ma'am.
Sometimes we want you to stop somewhere.
Yes.
So just try working on that. Time your answers. See for yourself. Practice it again. You do.
Which session you have? Morning or afternoon?
Sir, afternoon session.
My goodness. Number?
Sir,
Serial number?
8th.
8th in a day.
So, yes, sir, 8th.
Or you don't have any choice to be lengthy.
You will be the last person now in that board.
Should be very brief.
It will be mostly objective type of an answer what they will expect. Not an issue. You be yourself.
You get your time, so don't.
Out of 15 questions, if you say 10 questions, no, 5 questions extraordinary answer, you will get full mark. That is the board nature.
Okay.
I'll meet you then. I'll update my
Sure.
views also later.
Sure, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you, ma'am.
All the best.